my name is Holly. Welcome to your Pilates Mat Foundations class tonight. We'll get started on our backs again with our breathing techniques. So let's go ahead and come on down. Feet just hip distance apart, a nice neutral pelvis, hip bones, pubic bone, all parallel to the floor. You've got that natural curve in your low back. Maybe taking your hands, making a little triangle tonight, putting it right on those 3 points, taking a nice big inhale in through your nose. On your exhale, I want you to feel that area wrapping really tight as you exhale out through the mouth. Inhaling in again, nice deep inhale, breathing into the front sides and backs of your rib cage. Exhaling all the breath out forcefully. Squeezing those pelvic floor muscles just gently. Inhaling in again, breathing deeply into the rib cage. And exhale, just getting yourself centered here for our class together tonight. Let's go from neutral to imprint. Take an inhale, holding in neutral. On exhale, you're imprinting, just lengthening that low back into the mat. Inhaling, returning back to neutral. And exhaling to imprint. So you're just tipping that pubic bone towards your head as you're pressing the low back into the mat. Inhale to neutral. One more time here. Exhaling to imprint. And then inhale, coming back into that nice neutral pelvis. Let's go right into our hip rolls. So imprinting the pelvis and then peeling those hips up one vertebrae at a time. Just slowly peeling everything up nice and slow. Inhaling to hold at the top. And then exhale, using those abdominals to peel everything back down. I want you to think about keeping your legs in that hip distance apart. Take an exhale to peel up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. You'll notice that your knees might want to start splaying out, keeping your inner thighs active. Inhale to hold at the top, and then exhaling to peel everything down, using your abdominals to get each vertebrae back into the mat, all the way to neutral. Inhale to hold. See if you can get your abdominals going first. So bringing your hips closer to your ribs, then firing the glutes and the hamstrings to peel everything up. Inhaling at the top, and then exhaling everything back down, going all the way back into that nice neutral pelvis here. Taking an inhale with those hands up. On your exhale, we're going to go right into those ab preps. So you're going to reach up towards your heels, maintaining the neutral pelvis, inhaling to stay, and then exhaling back down. So here's where we can use all of our good Pilates principles. So inhale, we'll nod the chin. Exhale, slide those shoulders down your back. Head follows the line of the spine. Abs are in nice and tight on that inhale. And then exhale everything back down. As you're crunching up, trying your best not to push your abs out, but to pull the abs down and in. So inhale, nod the chin. Exhale, we're reaching up towards those ankles. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale to hold. And then exhaling back down. One more time here. Inhale to nod the chin. Exhale, go ahead and reach up. Inhale to stay here, nice neutral pelvis, and then exhale everything back down nice and easy. Take ourselves over onto our side, stacking those hips, stacking the knees, using your arm as a nice little pillow here. Remember, we want to get those hips stacked. So this is a tendency that a lot of times is just to be lazy through here. I want you to take this top hip, scoot it away from the rib cage. You may or may not have space under here, but I want you to think about being the same length on both sides. Inhale, your arm reaches to the sky. On your exhale, we're opening and stretching, trying to bring that shoulder blade to the mat. Inhaling to hold, and then exhaling back, making sure your knees are staying stacked and they're not slipping back. Inhaling up. Exhale, your gaze follows your thumb, your shoulder, stay nice and neutral. Inhale to hold here. And then exhaling all the way back to our starting position. One more time here. Inhaling up nice and tall. Exhale, your gaze follows the thumb. Maybe go a little bit farther. Inhale to hold, abs nice and strong. And then exhale everything back down to that starting position. And then just gently pressing yourself up. Switching over to the other side. Hips are staying stacked. Knees are staying stacked. Lifting those obliques up and away from the mat. This top hip is pushing away from the rib cage. Top arm reaches forward. Nice big inhale up. Exhale, we're rotating from the waist, keeping your pelvis neutral. Inhaling to hold here. And then exhaling back, just being mindful, noticing if one side's harder or easier than the other. Inhaling up. Exhale, the goal is to eventually get this shoulder blade all the way to the mat without losing your neutral pelvis. Inhale to hold here, and then exhaling back. And if I'm being honest, I'm not quite there yet myself right now. Take a nice big inhale up. We're all just a work in progress, getting better every time we're here. Nice big stretch, inhale to hold, maybe go a little farther. And then exhale everything back down to that starting position. And we'll just go right over onto our tummies for those breaststroke preps. Let's start with those hands in our goal pose position. Heels together if it feels good. If it feels better to have them a little bit more separate, that's also okay. So on the inhale, pull the shoulders back and down, nudge that nose forward. Exhaling to lift up, keeping a nice long neck, shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling to hold. And then exhaling back down. Good, just one more of those. Inhale, shoulders back and down, nudge the nose forward, keeping the back of your neck nice and long. Inhaling to hold, can you wiggle your fingertips? And then exhaling back down. Hands come alongside the body. Let the shoulders round forward. Take a nice big inhale, palms face the hips. Exhaling, we're lifting and hovering, keeping the legs down on the mat. Inhaling to hold, and then exhaling everything forward. So we'll go ahead and protract the shoulder blades. On the inhale, pull the shoulders to neutral. Exhale, we're lifting up. Inhaling to hold, and then exhaling, sliding those hands up to the forehead. Take an inhale, slide the shoulders back and down. Exhaling to lift and hover. Inhaling to hold, and exhaling back down. We're just getting those back muscles nice and strong. Inhale, shoulders back and down. Exhale to lift and hover. Inhale to hold, and then exhale everything back down, nice and easy. Take those hands under your shoulders, press back into a nice shell stretch, tucking that tailbone, pulling your abs in nice and tight. And let's come into an all fours position for some cat stretch. So I want us to work on articulating the spine from tailbone to head and then head to tail. So I want you to take a nice big inhale here and a flat back. On your exhale, we're going to start by tucking your tailbone first, then your low back, then your middle back, and then tuck the chin. Take an inhale to hold here. On the exhale, your head's going to come up first, upper back, middle back, low back, into that nice flat back position. One more time like this. Inhale to hold. On your exhale, tuck your tailbone first, low back, middle back, upper back, tuck the chin and hold. On your exhale, head comes up first, then upper back, middle back, and your low back is the last thing that comes nice and neutral. Let's reverse it. So starting with your head first. Take an inhale to hold. On your exhale, tuck your chin first, then upper back, then middle back, then tuck the tail. Take an inhale to hold, and then exhale, tailbone out first, low back, middle back, and then the head one more time. Take an inhale here. Exhale, tuck the chin, upper back, middle back, low back, tuck the tailbone and hold. And then send that tailbone out first, the low back, middle back, then the head. Let's just two with everything all at once. Take an inhale in. Exhale, scoop and round, tuck the chin and the tail at the same time. Inhale to hold, and exhale back out. If your wrists ever get too wristy, just do fists for wrist. This helps that wrist joint. Take an inhale to hold. Next time, exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin all at the same time. Spread your shoulder blades out wide, and then everything comes back into that nice neutral position. Let's just do a little spinal balance right while we're here. Right arm and left leg are going to reach nice and long, and then exhaling down. Just moving slow, moving from your center, sending the energy out from fingertip to toe, and then back down, moving at your own breath pace. It's a big inhale to reach, and exhale center. Inhaling, reaching the crown of your head, reaching those fingertips, and back down. Good, just a couple more here. Right arm, left leg reach, and center. Last time, left arm and right leg reach. And then everything back to center. And then let's go ahead and sweep those feet forward. Get into our half roll back. We're just gonna fly through everything tonight, you guys. Take a nice big inhale up here. On your exhale, I want you to get this initiation of your pelvis on your femurs and just scoop back. and then inhaling up tall. Exhale, we roll back, and inhaling up tall. Scoop, 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 and then up. Good. Exhale, roll it back, pulling the tummy in nice and tight, and inhale up. One more like this, roll it back, and then up. Let's add that rotation this time. We're gonna scoop and roll back, reaching that right arm, stretch, and then inhale up nice and tall. So there's a lot of things happening here. You wanna work on good posture with those shoulders, and then up. This other arm that's forward is gonna keep reaching forward as the other arm sweeps back, and then up nice and tall. Exhale, we're rolling back and adding rotation. Now let's add 3 little pulses this time. So we're gonna go farther, farther, farthest, and then inhaling up. So finding your sweet spot of balance and strength. Reach farther, farther, farthest, and then inhale up. The other arm is reaching forward as the other one's reaching back. 2, 3, and then inhaling up. Exhale, reach. One more time, each side. We're rolling back, reach farther, farther, farthest, and then inhaling up. Last time, exhale. And then inhale up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and scoop onto those back pockets. Legs in tabletop, right into rolling like a ball. Inhale to roll it back. And then exhale, trying to balance on the back side of those sits bones. Inhale, rolling it back. And exhaling. Good, nice and slow with control. Inhaling back. Making sure you're not rolling onto your neck. You're just rolling onto your shoulder blades. Inhaling back. And exhaling up. Good. One more time here. And let's go right into that open leg rocker. So tabletop legs is the modifier. We're trying to get a nice lifted thoracic spine here. On your inhale, you're gonna scoop and roll it back. So C curve. And then at the top, we're gonna try to lift into that J curve, maybe straighten the legs. The intensified option would be to roll with those legs straight. So it's an inhaling back. And then exhaling up, trying to find that place of balance here. Inhale, rolling back. Remember, bending the knees is gonna be more friendly, and then maybe trying to straighten at the top. Good, 2 more. Inhale, rolling it back. Nice little massage. Good, 1 more time. Inhale, this takes a lot of core control, and then all the way up, nice and tall. And then go ahead and take those feet together. Send those feet out in front. We're gonna go right into that roll-up exercise here. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Take an inhale in. On your exhale, we're gonna scoop and roll all the way back. Right? So nice and slow. Low back first, middle back. See how slow you can go. Then we're gonna reach those arms overhead, making sure when your arms go overhead that you don't pop the rib cage, right? So you wanna keep those ribs knit into the mat. Then we're gonna inhale to hinge the arms, nod the chin, using your core strength to peel up. Remember, you could always use a flex band around your feet. We're gonna stay in the C curve as we reach for those toes, and then stack the spine up, shoulders back and down. So exhale, scoop and roll it back. Nice and slow. Low back, middle back, upper back, keeping the ribs knit together, arms reach up and overhead. Then inhale, they hinge, nod the chin, start to roll it up, trying not to use momentum as you reach for those toes. Nice big stretch, and then stack your spine up nice and tall. So if you wanted to up level this into neck pull, you could take your hands up by your ears. This time, we're gonna hinge back. So instead of scooping right away, I want you to see how far you can hinge. So your back is nice and straight, nice and straight, nice and straight, and then scoop and roll it down. Good. This is the hard part, keeping your hands up by your ears. So nodding the chin. We've got extra weight at the end of the lever, requires more strength. We're gonna scoop and peel, trying not to use momentum, pushing your calves into the mat. Take a nice big stretch forward, and then inhale up, hinge back, hinge, hinge, hinge. Nice and slow. If you have a couch, you could put your feet under the couch, and then scoop and roll it back. Good. Let's go ahead and nod the chin. Start to hinge up, scoop and round, staying nice and round here. And then stack everything up nice and tall. And then let's just go ahead and come all the way down onto our back. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. We're going to get right into our single leg stretch. So legs are in tabletop. Imprinted pelvis is always going to feel a little bit safer for your back. If you want to try working towards neutral, that's going to eventually be the goal as well. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we're flexing everything up. Take an inhale to hold. Exhale, send that right leg out, left knee in. Inhale, switch. Exhale, reach. So if you want to get really particular with our hand placement, the hand of the same leg is going to the outside ankle and the other hand's on the inside knee. Inhaling to switch. We're eventually trying just to tap everything here. Remember, it's more friendly to hug the knee in, putting the head back on the mat. But we're doing our best to get stronger. Try to do it a little bit longer and lower every time you're here. Remember, you also you don't want to be in this no man's land, I call it, with the neck. You want to make sure you're either all the way up or you're just going to put your head back on the mat. Nice and strong. Press and squeeze. Abs pulled in. Inhale, exhale. Last 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Bring it center, hold. Take a little pause. Put the head down for a moment. Hug those knees on in. Going right into double leg stretch. Take an inhale in. Exhale everything up. Inhale, fingers and toes reach. And then exhale the circle and sweep. Inhale to reach. And exhale to sweep. Good. So as you bring your arms overhead, make sure you're keeping all of those rib cage placement principles in mind. You're not letting the ribs pop, right? Big stretch and squeeze. Inhale out, exhale back to center. Just a couple more times here. Good. Last 2. And last time. And then bring everything center. We're going to go right into that rollover prep. Hands by your side. So ankles crossed is going to be more friendly. We're just going to try to lift those hips up and then slowly back down. All right, so this is the prep. This is going to be the modifier to the full exercise. And I'm going to cue the full exercise this evening. So go ahead and take your legs out to that 45-degree angle. We're going to inhale to hinge the legs up, keeping your gaze towards the sky. Exhale, we're going to reach those toes up and overhead. You tap the floor if it's available. Open and dorsiflex those legs. And then we're going to slowly peel the spine down, keeping your hands pressing into the mat. Nice and easy. Otherwise, you're just sticking with that rollover prep. Bring those legs together. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, using your core strength to reach those toes up and over. Tap the mat, open and dorsiflex the ankles, and then slowly start to peel everything back down. Good. If you can cross the ankles the other way, if you have those ankles crossed for the hip lift prep. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. Inhale to hinge, reach up and over. Go ahead and tap the floor, open those legs to shoulder, distance apart, ankles are dorsiflexed. And then we'll just reverse the direction. We'll just do it a couple in the other way. Inhale to hinge, reach up and over. Maybe tap the mat if it's available. Squeeze the legs together, point the toes, pull your tummy in tight to slowly peel your spine down. Nice and easy. One more time. Open and dorsiflex the ankles to shoulder distance apart. Inhale to hinge. Exhale, we're reaching up and over. Tapping the mat, bringing the legs together, point the toes, squeeze the inner thighs. Press your hands into the mat. Slowly peel everything down, one vertebra at a time. Very good, all the way back out, and then pulling those knees into our chest. So for scissor kicks, the friendly scissor kick would be just to keep yourself with your butt down on the mat. There's also another scissor kick by taking your legs up towards the sky. So you can walk your hands up your small of your back. Remember, keeping your gaze towards the sky, and then just scissor kicking here. Inhaling to switch, and then exhale to. Good. So you can try this little bit of an inversion. Just take your hands to the small of your back. You're pulsing one leg towards your head and switching. Exhale. If keeping your butt on the floor is enough for you tonight, just keep trying that, right? So that regular scissor kick would be here. Nice and steady. Press, press. So taking either of those options. If you're lifting your upper body, really try to get the shoulder blades off the mat. Make sure you're not tugging the leg, you're just catching the leg. This pulse also remember is challenging your pelvic stability. So it's not for nothing, has a purpose. Little pulse and switch. Last 3 and 2 and last 1. Good. And let's take a little happy baby stretch here. Knees wide, keep that booty down. And just rock it side to side. I like to grab somewhere on my ankles, elbows to the knees, and just stretch it over. All right, we've got some more obliques to do. So your friendly obliques is feet on the mat, hands by the ears, left elbow to right knee. Take a little pulse. Inhale, switch, exhale. If you want the extra, you're going to tabletop. We're taking the pulse tonight. Inhale, switch, exhale, pulse. Inhale, switch, exhale. Try to make sure you're not letting the hips do a bunch of this wobbling around, right? You want it to be a really controlled movement, not bouncy or too aggressive, just nice and strong. And switch, pulse, and switch, pulse, good, and reach. Trying to get the opposite shoulder blade off the mat so you're not just kind of cranking your elbow to knee. You're trying to get the shoulder blade all the way up. And switch, pulse, and switch. Last little bit. Here's 3 and 2. Good. And last 1. And then everything back in. Let's rock and roll ourselves all the way up. We're going to go all the way to plank. So I want you to rock on your spine a few times. And then we're going to rock and roll all the way up and over. Bringing your forearms down and toes back. Forearms down, toes back. I forgot my timer. Here we go. 1 minute of plank. Your perfect plank starts right now. So I like to have my feet together, inner thighs together, pressing your elbows into the mat. And want to make sure you're not arching the low back like this, right? You want to be scooped and pulled up through your abdominals, nice and strong here. Breathing in through the nose, out through those pursed lips. If you wanted to make this harder, you could go down, up. You could inch forward and back. You could lift 1 foot at a time. Any of those options will make things a little bit more exciting. Just doing your best here. Breathing in through your nose, out through those pursed lips. We're in this together. Let's stick with it. This is our nice little litmus test to know if we're getting stronger, right? Breathing in through your nose, out through those pursed lips. Last little bit. Breathe and squeeze. Here's 5, 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Bring everything down. You're gonna take a nice little stretch back. And we're gonna come right onto our tummies again. So we've got this little heel press here. So we're gonna have our hands down on our forehead, heels together and knees are open, right? Heels together and knees are open. From here, I want you to squeeze your heels together, 3 little kind of squeeze, 2, 3, and then inhale, relax. So sometimes when we do that movement, the hips are gonna wanna start to lift up off the mat. I want you to use your glutes to push your hips into the mat. So you're squeezing your heels, and then inhale, release, right? So you're squeezing your heels together, 3, 2, 1, inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze the heels, pulse, tighter, tightest, inhale, release. Exhale, and inhale, release. Last 2. And 1 more time, nice big squeeze, 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 and then release everything back down. Take your legs open, nice and wide. Hands come underneath your shoulders. We're going right into swan. So take an inhale, nudge your nose forward, slide your shoulders away from your ears. On your exhale, we're going to lift up. Inhale to hold, nice and tall. And then exhale, everything comes back down. So inhale, shoulders slide back and down, nudge your nose forward. Exhale, we're gonna lift up nice and tall. Inhaling to hold, and then exhaling back down, nice and slow. Good, again, inhale, shoulders slide back and down, nudge your nose forward. Exhaling to lift, inhaling to hold, and then exhaling back down. Now there's a fun little add-on here that we're gonna try tonight. So again, inhale, slide your shoulders back and down, nudge your nose forward. Exhaling to press up. Now from here, we're gonna do a little rocking forward. So we're just gonna keep our hands on the mat. We're gonna rock our chest down and then lift. All right, so it's gonna be an inhale down, exhale to catch at the top. Inhale down, exhale up, nice long spine, legs engaged, booty's engaged. Inhale down, exhale up. Now this gets a little bit more fancy. You could eventually start to send your arms out and catch, which is definitely a little more challenging. You can stay here to work up towards that. Last two. And last one, nice big stretch up. Then go ahead and just press everything back into a nice shell stretch, child's pose. Very good. And then let's go ahead and come on to our side. I think we're gonna get all this side lying leg series in tonight. So we're getting those hips stacked. Head is just resting in the arm, or palm can be down out in front here. Those legs are gonna come forward into a little bit of a pike position, pelvis neutral. So we wanna make sure we're not scrunchy here, right? So pelvis nice and neutral here. Hips are stacked in this plane, top leg to hip height. Inhale, we're gonna kick forward for 2 counts, and then exhale to press back. Other hand forward here for stability. Inhale, kick for 2, and then exhale, press it back. Make sure you're only going as far as you can keep the hips stable. And press it back. Inhale, kick for 2, and exhale back. Good, and kick for 2, and press it back. 2 more, kick for 2, and press back. Last time, kick for 2, and then press back. Good, bring the legs back together. Bring them out to that nice straight line. So now from here, we're just gonna lift this top leg up, point up, and then flex down. Good, keeping both sides of your waist nice and long. So this does not mean we're just kind of doing this with the leg, right? We're not doing this motion. We're trying to lift where we can keep the pelvis still neutral, right? So the leg shouldn't go super high. We're staying long on both sides of the waist. Good. And one more time here. Let's go ahead and add on the bottom leg lift. So top leg lifts up, bottom leg joins, and then both legs down. So inhale, inhale, exhale, everything down. Do your best to stay strong here. Inhale, inhale, and exhale down. So you can see how if I bring that leg too high, I'm gonna lose my neutral spine. Inhale, inhale, one more time. Here we go, lift, lift, and then down. Now both legs are gonna lift without losing the side body, right? So it's not quite mermaid yet. We're just lifting those legs, keeping the pelvis stacked, keeping everything neutral. Squeeze and lift. Yes, there's a lot of ab work though. I know they're not doing much to move, but they're still working to stabilize. Last 2. And last 1. Okay, now we're gonna really get into lateral flexion. So keeping those legs stacked, take this arm out nice and long so you have some stability here. Okay, other hand to your hip. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, we're gonna squeeze and lift up, keeping everything stacked, squeezing, inhaling to go back down. So exhale, you're bringing your ribs and your hips closer together to lift and squeeze as high as you can go. And then inhaling back down. Good, 2 more times. Exhale, squeeze. And back down. Last time, exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then slowly back down. All right, go ahead and take your legs in, and we're gonna find our little side bend prep here. So top leg in front of the bottom foot, other hand underneath the shoulder, other hand up onto that knee. So first little prep here is just gonna be to lift and stretch to the side body we just worked, and then inhaling down. And we're making this a moving stretch. So a nice big stretch up and then down. Now the more challenging version would be to take your hands and feet a little more separate. And then we're just gonna stretch up shoulders, stay away from the ears, make sure we're in good form with the shoulders. And then everything down, right? So it's a nice big stretch to the side of our body we just worked. And then everything back down. Last time, nice big stretch up. And then everything back down. And let's go ahead and do everything on the other side. Go ahead and take those legs together. Hips are stacked. Both legs come forward. Just a little bit of a pike. Top leg to hip height. Inhale, kick for 2 forward. And then exhale to press and point back. Inhale, kick for 2. And then exhale, back. And kick for 2. And exhale, back. Abs nice and strong. Kick for 2. And exhale, back. Inhale. Inhale and exhale, back. 2 more, kick for 2 and exhale, back. Last time, kick forward for 2 and press everything back. Bring those legs back together, take them out to that nice straight line. Again, still long on both sides of your waist. Top legs lifting, abducting, and then bringing it back down. The reason we point and flex the ankle is sometimes just to get all these leg muscles activated so we're not just kind of like flopping through this, right? So you're being really active through your muscles to move the leg. Inhale up and exhale back down. Inhale to lift and exhale down, working all these side leg muscles. Inhale, lift and exhale down. Last time, lift and then lower. Let's go ahead and lift the top leg to hip height. Bottom leg joins and then everything down. So it's inhale, inhale, and exhale, down. Good. Inhale, inhale, and exhale, down. Nice strong core. Obliques are working. Legs are working. Good. Inhale, inhale, and exhale, down. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, and exhale, down. Last time, lift, lift, and then everything down. Both legs go together. Waist stays nice and long, so there's no lateral flexion just yet, right? We're just lifting those hips down and up. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Good. Squeeze. Your core is working, but it's not crunching. Good. Last 2. And last 1. Squeeze. All right, then take that bottom arm down. Other arm to your hips. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we're trying to balance on the side of our hip. Make sure you're not rolling backwards, right? You want to keep everything stacked and you're crunching ribs to hips and then everything back down. Exhale, we're squeezing and lifting, squeeze, 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 and then inhaling back down. Good, you're pushing that arm down into the mat, lifting up, shoulders away from the ears, and inhaling back down. Last 2, squeeze and lift, and then back down. 1 more time. Exhale, squeeze, 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 best you can here. And then everything down. Go ahead and gently press up. Top leg comes to the crook of the bottom foot. Your side bend prep just looks like this. You're pressing up, opening the hips, stretching through the side body, moving with your own breath, or taking the arms and feet a little farther apart, moving into that nice big side bend, the full side bend, making sure the shoulders aren't scrunching up to your ears. Good, nice big inhale and reach. And exhaling back down. Good, 2 more here. Inhaling up, nice big stretch. And then down. Last time, getting stronger every time. Really squeeze those inner thighs if you're in the full exercise. And then everything back down, nice and slow. Go ahead and come all the way onto your back. Taking those feet flat on the mat, getting your flex span handy if you have it. Let's go ahead and take ourselves into a little half hip lift or half hip roll. So I want you to imprint your pelvis, peel your hips up just a few inches off of the mat. So from here, hands to your hips and just marching those heels. Marching your heels, maybe taking your hands to the sky, trying not to let your hips wander around. They're just nice and level and low here. Nice strong core. Switch, good, and switch. Hips are at a low hover. You're scooped through your core. Good, last little bit. Here's 5, 4, 3, last 2, and last 1, and then everything comes back down. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, let's lift all the way up as high as we can go. We're going to do our little single leg bridge here. So inhale, taking your right foot off. So I want you to lift your heel first and your toe is the last thing up. Point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Don't let the hips drop. Point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. I want you to put your toe down first. So it's toe, ball, heel, down. Then lift heel, ball, toe of the left leg up. Point and flex, lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift, and then slowly place your left foot down, toe, ball, heel. Let's do it one more time. Lift your foot up, heel, ball, toe, point it to the sky. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex, lower. Hips stay high. Point and lift, and then slowly plant your foot back down, toe, ball, heel. Last time, heel, ball, toe. Come off the mat. Point up, flex, lower. Point, lift. Inhale, flex, lower, and point, lift, and then slowly place that foot back down, toe, ball, heel. Inhale to hold, and then exhale everything back down. Nice and easy. Go ahead and take that flex span, put it around your right leg. Put that around the meaty part of your foot. And let's go ahead and bend that knee towards the chest and then stretch that heel up. Pull the knee in and then stretch it up. Nice and slow. Bend and press. Last 2 and 1, and then press up. Let's get a little bit of that dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. So point your toe and flex, point and flex. Last one, point and flex, and then just get the nice little hamstring stretch, actively pushing back into that strap as you're pulling your toes towards your head. Maybe straightening that other leg out, taking a little inner thigh stretch. Good, one more deep inhale. And then exhale over to the other side. Nice little IT band stretch here. And then slowly come back to center. Go ahead and take that other foot into the band. This foot can be flat on the floor or straight out. We're going to pull the thigh towards our chest and then stretch that heel up. Bend and pull it in. And then press it up nice and tall. Inhale, bend. Exhale to press. Last 2. And last 1. Then press it up. Okay, let's point and flex that ankle. Good, point and flex, point and flex. Last 2 and last 1, and then just pull those toes towards your head, but push your foot back into the band. Dynamic stretch. And then take your leg out to the side. Nice inner thigh stretch. Keeping that right hip on the mat. Good, take it to the other side. Nice big stretch to the side leg, IT band. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, we can slowly get rid of that band. Go ahead and take that left foot over your right knee. Pull the right knee into your chest. Take a nice little figure 4 stretch here. Just rocking and rolling side to side, releasing any leftover tension in your body tonight. And one more deep inhale. And then go ahead and switch to the other side. Right foot over left knee and just kind of rock and roll, finding where your body needs this stretch right now. And one more deep inhale. And let's just rock and roll in the spine a few more times. Just get that nice little stretch through the back. Rock and roll. And then bring yourself all the way up to sitting. Taking a nice big inhale, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, shaking out any leftover tension in your body. Getting rid of it. Another big inhale up. And exhale, shaking out any leftover tension. Good, and last time, big inhale up. And exhale, pull all of that good stuff back to your heart center. That is all for Pilates Mat Foundations today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks.